And welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to bring you guys some really great ideas you can do with Dollar Tree signs. So the first one is this tag sign. I'm also going to be using a Chalk Couture silk transfer. I love Chalk Couture. I will link it in the description box below if you guys want to check it out. But I think it just makes Dollar Tree signs look super high end. So no, I'm not going to be using everything from Dollar Tree, but all these signs were only $1. So I love these tag signs. There's always so many fun things you can do with them. I decided to take a second one and add some scrapbook paper to this. And then I am just going to be overlapping these tags. I was just going to make the Santa Claus one to start with, and then I changed my mind and I picked up this scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby. I love the trucks. I love the red trucks, red cars, the vintage feel of these. I just really like it. Also, there's a little bit of like buffalo check on there as well. I'm using some baker's twine and just wrapping the bottom of the Santa Claus sign just to give this a little bit more. And then that's what it looks like when it's done. And then I just ended up adding some greenery. I have like a whole basket stash of greenery and red berries and bows and things like that because I'm always cutting things down and I don't want to throw it away because you never know when you're going to need it, which I'm glad I didn't because I think I've used scrap everything so far this year. So I'm really glad that I saved the greenery scraps. So grab a baggie. You might want to too. Today's video, I want to thank HelloFresh for sponsoring today's video. HelloFresh delivers step-by-step recipes in fresh, pre-proportioned ingredients right to your door. HelloFresh gives you options to choose from 50 menu and market items every week, including vegetarian, calorie smart, and gourmet options. And there's always a great variety to choose from. I do not like going to the grocery store. Also, sometimes I don't know what to buy. I always forget my grocery list at home. So I'm always just grabbing things and then I get home and I don't have it on hand. And we live pretty far from a grocery store. So HelloFresh makes life so much easier and less stressful, especially when their meals are quick and easy and they take under 30 minutes. I always clean as I go so I don't have a huge mess, but I only use like 3-4 different items that I actually had to wash for this whole meal, which is great. They're also super flexible, so it's easy to change your delivery dates or even skip a week. And if you guys want to check out HelloFresh, use my code KRISTINKAYFREE and you get up to 14 free meals plus 3 free gifts at HelloFresh. And you visit my link in the description box for more details. But you guys, I really liked this meal. I love the chicken. Normally, I don't cook chicken in a pan. I usually, we either cook it on the grill or the oven. So I was kind of weary with this. And also, we're not huge onion fans. So this is a really great way to also try different meals. And I really like that everything is right in a bag for you. So you unbox it. You have everything in this bag for you. And I love the step-by-step recipe, the step-by-step steps on how to cook this, and then you plate and go. I did 2 meals, and my daughter and I had this for lunch, and she absolutely loved this as well. All right, so for this next DIY, I'm using 2 of these Dollar Tree wood trees and this Christmas tree green acrylic paint. Normally, I don't buy acrylic paint, but you know what? I thought I would give it a go because it is way cheaper than chalk paint, and it still kind of works pretty close to the same. Might not be as thick, but I only needed 1 coat for those. I also had this sign as well. This is from this year. I just flipped it over and painted the back in the Waverly chalk paint in white. And then once everything was dry, I just took some hot glue and glued the trees to the white sign. So you're going to see holes in some of these. You can use spackle, caulk, whatever you have on hand, tape with paint. I don't really know. But you're going to see the holes in the top of the trees. I planned on adding stars or something to them, and then I just left this really basic. I found this like Bling, I think it's called, Bling Wall Art from Walmart. It was $2.98 and I thought it was really cool. It's almost just like a sticker and it peels off pretty easy. So I ended up using some glue because it needed a little bit of help. But I'm just adding this piece to this to make a really fun looking sign. And then I did use like all the little snowflakes just to give this a little bit extra because I didn't want to distress it. I didn't want to dry brush. I didn't want to do anything of that sort. I just wanted it to be as is. And I think this looks really cute just for like a walled art piece. One is so easy. I'm using 2 of these little Halloween long signs. We cut the little pumpkins off because we're in Christmas now. Don't need any pumpkins. And then I'm just securing the 2 with some popsicle sticks or crafter sticks on the back side. The back sides are never beautiful. I don't really know what to do about that. But I'm just using a window cling. If you guys haven't seen my window cling video, I'll link it in the description box below. It's a really fun video. I know some people, it's not their cup of tea to use window clings, but this one turned out so good against the wood. I'm absolutely obsessed with this sign. I think it's pretty. I love the Christmas tree. I love the colors. I love this all. And then I just ended up putting the snowflakes around here, and I did Mod Podge the edges so this would not peel up. I really should have sanded down. I'm just using the Waverly chalk paint in Crimson. I had to do about 3 coats to actually cover this entire sign. So I always try to sand everything down, or you could prime it, I suppose, just so you didn't use so much paint, but I decided to go with the 3 coats. I'm also using these little signs right here. I used these, I think, last fall, and I made these borders of signs, which I thought was pretty clever. These you can actually just kind of pull apart. You don't even need scissors unless you wanted to. I used rotary blades in the past, and it works just fine as well. But if you don't have anything on hand, you can just pull these apart with your hands, and they just snap apart perfectly because I don't know, but they just do. And then I'm just going to be making a fun little border for a sign. I ended up cutting it down later with just a pair of scissors. And so you're going to see it kind of went off of the sign just a little bit. But trust me, later on, I do end up cutting it down. I don't think I showed it because I literally just used scissors. For the center of this sign, I'm just using this galvanized star, and I just hot glued it right to the center. You're going to see here this looks pretty plain as well, but once I kind of started styling it with other decor, I think this looks really good, and I wouldn't have wanted to done like over the top with greenery and things like that because then you can't really style it with greenery. So I love this vase next to this sign, and this is why I like my things really plain and simple, because I think this is super cute. It's just a mason jar galvanized sign. I actually picked this up for 10 cents at Dollar General recently. And I just sanded the top piece down because I just wanted to be able to paint. I'm using the same Christmas tree acrylic paint. This did take about 2-ish coats to do. So yeah, I think that's, like I said, I really like my Waverly chalk paint, but it did get kind of pricey. So I feel like 2 coats, use a hairdryer in between, and you're good to go. It doesn't take that long. I'm just using some little wood pieces from Dollar Tree as well. This Let It Snow along with these 2 little snowflakes. These were like in the ornament section. I've used these before, and I'm kind of like on my last few, so I just kind of wanted to use as much Christmas stuff as I possibly could. And then I'm just dry brushing around the edges, and I'm kind of trying to just make this look more like a mason jar. And then I did kind of just dry brush and kind of paint over those snowflakes just a little bit to give it just a little bit more something. It looked kind of plain. I liked adding the extra white to it. I think this just made this whole sign pop just a little bit. This last DIY Dollar Tree sign is just this sled. Sanded this down using the Waverly chalk paint in crimson, and I'm just painting this entire thing. I also ended up painting the little skids of the sled. I think they're called skids. I think it actually depends on where you're from, because I've asked people and I had multiple answers to that one. And then I'm just using the Waverly chalk paint ink to paint the backs of these, or the skids, or the... I don't remember what the other word was. Anyways, painted that, good to go. Now I'm just going to use another Chalk Couture transfer. And like I said, I will link these in the description box below. But I really think these transfers just make everything look high end. And then I'm just using the bright white chalk paste. And that is all I did here. I ended up adding some yarn in the end. I left the top very plain, but I am obsessed with this. I love the way it looks. But you guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to check out HelloFresh. If you use my code KRISTINKAY3, you'll get up to 14 free meals plus 3 free gifts at HelloFresh. And I will have that link in the description box below so you guys can get more details there. But you guys, that is it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!